Disclaimer. It says by the way. Maybe you found this video in the algorithm, popping up in your recommendation feed while you're just sitting on dark, laying on your bed, or just sitting in front of a screen, with a burden on your shoulder and cold dark hands in your neck, shivering through your spine. You know, if you know, you know, man. Well, anyways, hello stranger. It's me, Crane. I don't know if you were a kid, or a teenager, or an adult. All I know is, I may be an absolute moron, insane dude to make this video, but I'm making it hoping to help someone, maybe my future self. And if it made it to you, then universe knows where to send it. Now before you go, how much you smoke today? Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm just fine. It's not like one of those breakdown videos where I come and whine about a bunch of stuff and make it private and just let it rot for days under in my YouTube self. I disappoint everybody. It's not like those videos. This is something somewhat more about talking about the things I feel not enough get talked about, and sharing my perspective and suffering, hoping to convey somewhat positive message and hopefully helping someone dealing with these things, if that make really a sense. So yeah, I mean, I created my channel because of this reason at the first place. I used to teach how to crack games. Yeah, God strike. No, we don't talk about that. Then all these fixes and tutorial, you know, videos, and apparently people just keep telling me how much I helped them. So why not making this at the first place, which I've been thinking to make it at the first place for a long time. I've been trying to, or thinking to make a video like these. Okay. So what is depression? If you know, you know. And you never know until you walk in the same shoe. I think that's the best way to put it together. I can see people going be like, you just literally contradicted yourself. Depression is not real. You can't even explain it. I personally feel the term depression itself doesn't do shit justice to what it actually is. I feel like the word is so overrated that people lose the difference between laziness, sadness, anxiety, burnout, frustration, and depression. Like, you know, when people say depression is not real, you gotta question what their definition of depression is. Because people always get lost in this same kind of word structure and everything. Just like risk and recklessness. Both looks the same, but they are not. Training with thousands of hours and doing a skydive is still a risk. But doing skydive with 0 hours of training is recklessness. Let's put it this way. In my perspective, depression includes all the former things what I mentioned, but also you can say that when all those former things resonate together, it creates this form of cloud and a delusional state of mind termed as depression. It's a state of constant sadness, lack of excitement, suffering, pain, endless hate for your own existence, and that. Now, these sounds really bullshit and delusional. You know, if you know, you know. Now, for the most people, that laziness, sadness, anxiety comes from daily habits. Like maybe you have a bad sleep schedule, like either you were running with 3 hours of sleep or even forgot to sleep, binge watching Netflix all night because you know that you have to go back to work again on Monday and it's gonna be stressful. So like, yeah, let's enjoy a bit, you know, let's not sleep today, you know. And like, yeah, maybe you're not eating properly and you don't do some exercise to boil your blood, or you know, you're in some kind of constant academic pressure, like you gotta submit assignment, constant stress and everything, or maybe you just had a bad day, like, and that might cause all these things. And these are common things. You just work on yourself, get yourself some good sleep, make yourself a routine, good food, touch some grass, you're good to go. And most people, you know, work on themselves and who come from this experience say like, yeah, no, depression was nothing, it's not real, I know those days. Same example as a guy beating a soul boss after 100's death, like, I could have beat it on the first time, it's nothing, the boss was easy. They pretend like they just know everything. So yeah, you just work on yourself, get yourself in a routine, just, you know, get that 8 hour sleep, eat, drink, sleep properly, reward yourself, and you're good to go. All this stuff, just live a life. That's what people live, you know what I mean? But What if you have a good sleep? And you know that everything is just, fine. It's just okay. It's not that bad or anything. But you still feel a hole in your heart. Like, you still feel empty and like sad out of nowhere. Like, not excited. Like, it's not like I'm lazy or anything. You're asking yourself, what's the point of this moment? Like, yeah, I know I'm pushing, working out and all that stuff. But what's that holds a point in the whole my life or my existence, That what I can describe or put it depressed, I feel like. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. The thing I hate about it is like, it doesn't matter how morally or logically severe the tragedy happened, it hits you with the same freaking low. Some might say like, oh, you haven't lost somebody, or like, okay, you know what, I'm just in a war freaking, I lost all my family, and in comparison to when a guy is just like stuck in this safe college but with assignments and assignment. Doesn't matter the fact that he is safe inside of this. In his head, in both of people's head, it hits the same freaking low. You can't see through, or you cannot judge yourself through other people's perspective when you are in that state, which makes it really confusing for the people who just don't understand it. Maybe you hate your job, your college, you lost someone in life, you got a relationship issue, maybe your close one is sick, you got debts to pay, your car is broken, but you're in a big family and you pretend everything's okay. Or maybe you're alone in a room, smile with addiction and live with it every day. Because why not? Or in very many cases, it can be some brain disorder. The generalized way I can put it is this way. Think of it like this. A wounded soldier of an unknown battle in a fucking desert. Gray sky, black trees, alone. With a constant desire to join the corpses under your feet. But guess what? You have a whole desert to cross. How far? How long? You got no answer. Suffocating unbearable day. Endless shivering dark night. Another step, trying to find a purpose. Another patch in the wound. Alone. And you walk alone. Every day. Every single day. You're trying to find a purpose. But yo, guess what? Throughout the whole thing, you fought a battle. You've already got a fucking wound. You'll be like, what the it's like, it's a literal situation of a Souls game. Like, what the like, you know what I mean? And like, literally, man, you're wounded, you're alone in a freaking desert, nobody knows about it. Every day, night, you suffer, and like, in desert, the days are it's gonna roast you out, and in night it's gonna cold you down, but you still gotta walk, you still gotta think, and then you're just like corpses just calling you, just why you're just struggling like that. Come join us, The thing is, you're taking one step, another step, and you don't freaking know how long it is. Can you imagine the situation? I mean, I don't know, but that's how I felt throughout these days, or still I feel sometime. Come on, some days. But yeah, that's how it feels. You guys be like, at this point, you know what crime might? Go to fucking gym. Drop push-ups, get in shape, make money. It's all emotional stuff. So, kill emotion. Problem solved.
He was a good aim.
Okay, well, I do 200 push-ups a day. Cat pull-ups, all this parkour heavy military grade training, So today we did 385 push-ups. I'm gonna just tag MS Gamer in that. I'll be like, ugh. Yes, workout does play a huge factor in my brain. Maybe, if not arguably compulsory step in moving towards the freedom from this, or getting out of that desert, but it doesn't fixes or patches the wound. People like, okay, we all feel someday low or something like that, and then I just wake up, I work out, and I feel good, and I just, the list goes on, and I feel that it's okay. But that doesn't fix the fucking wound. Wake up, don't complain, don't give a shit, just work out. But then again, stab in the brain. I feel workout does play a major role, but if you don't have something to hold on to, whether it's real friend or a self-aware family or anyone to just open up to around you, physically available, it's just easy to slip off. When things start taking a toll, it have a control over your brain that you don't even message the people that I'm feeling bad. It's like a self loop kind of thing. Like, okay, most of the cases happens is you reach out to somebody, they just bluff the thing about, so you don't talk about it. Okay, so you just like go to a defense mode that, okay, I don't want to feel the pain of rejection or anything. You just be like, okay, I'm not gonna even talk about it. I'm just like, okay, I can deal with this shit, you know. But you know how it goes. It goes all the way spiral down, you know. Even faith in universe or God, which is totally opposite of corporate rational thinking or the gatekeeping science philosophy mindset what they sell you. But being religious or like even just have a faith on universe or the way world works, it might prevent you to slip off and go to that risky dark territory in your brain. I feel like that. Like, look, man, maybe I have too much time to think about all this stuff, but I'm just tired. I'm just tired to see people of my age just suffering and taking their own life every single day. And then personally, when I can relate to them, now I can see it coming in the comments. Well, bro, how many people dying out of that shit, man? 10 deaths? Oh wow, think about a scale of millions and billions. Well, yeah, you are right, unless it's your own son or somewhat you just know, okay? You know what, do the best thing. Do the easiest thing to turn your back from a bigger problem. Label them coward publicly. Cowards always. Okay, just do it because that's what you do best anyways. Oh dear, just scared to face life, skill issue. Jesus Christ. Don't get me wrong, you do it for a reason and I understand it. It's okay to ignore problems because there are already too many problems in your life, so it's just okay. But just beware. You never know, you know. Karma has no deadline. On the other hand, like, the people who suffer, I can tell it from my experience, from their perspective, it's more like, look man, I know my life is fucked. I don't expect or want any sacrifice, help, or anything from you. I wish you best of luck and everything. And just let me go. Let me just slip away. I wish you all the good luck, but I just don't belong here. You know, you guys are skilled enough to belong here. Just let me go. And they just want to get rid out of the everyday suffering and pain they had to deal with. And it feels always easy to let go than fight back. Just as I said, like, okay, you are walking in the desert, your feet are burning, you don't know how long you gotta walk, you going through every winter, and there's always that corpse lying so peacefully. It's just so hard to resist that. And that's where the dangerous part comes in here. That pain or the suffering, some cases they just jealous about everyone and seek vengeance with a little touch of darkness. Like, you know, the Star Wars Anakin, like he lost his mother and he was tempted with dark force, if you know, and then he became the Darth Vader. And that's not the best thing, I feel like, for society. And others who suffer take revenge on themselves. They just cannot justify the fact, or they just don't get the answer that why I just can't fit or be normal like other people. And I feel like they're good souls, because it always take one man to drop bombs on hundreds. But let me tell you, both cases are not why we exist on the universe in this freaking floating planet for this freaking long. Meaning that you are a survivor. Survivors like you and me, anyone who is watching, becomes the warrior and the most genuine, humble, badass people you'll ever meet. Don't worry, I'm evil, okay? Look, I'm not humble. Everyone I met who deal with this, they were humble, genuine, the most genuine people I ever met. Because they know every sort of emotion that exists. They know the path of anger, violence. They always have a desire to draw revenge, but they chose to help other people who suffer like them, to ease their pain. They take all that darkness and knowledge they received and channel it to help other people. Now, what's good? You just dropping bombs on other people, or just do this? Look, bombing is... Hey, don't you laugh. You're supposed to be sad, right? Why are you smiling like that, bro? Wait, but I'm serious. Why are you smiling like that? You click this video. If you can go through a mental pain when everything is okay, nothing's wrong, and you just deal with that. Like, okay, when something happens, you now have a logic to explain it, you know? Even in extreme cases, like you broke your leg, like, oh, god damn it. That's cool, man. You broke a leg in your lifespan. How cool is that? Spider-Man had all the reasons to be a villain and a psychopath, and just even the power to kill and to take revenge on others. But he chose to help people. Tree in heaven have roots to hell. So the way I see this part is, being depressed or witnessing tragedy at early age, going through trauma, is a sign of chosen ones. I feel like, yeah, if you were witnessing tragedy when you just should not, or you should have a great life like other people, normal people, but somehow you are now suffering. So you are a particular individual group and chosen ones. And I feel there's a fair reason why you cannot fit in a normal life, because you see the life as a different perspective. The way I do is, I have really bad habit of anxiety issue cause of overthinking. Normal brain says, what am I doing right now? Making the stupid ass videos. What I could have done, going to some engineering college, get a degree, get a job, get a wife, and all that stuff. But what am I doing? Just doing this. But that's what I can do. But I can't fit in there. I just tried. I can't, you know? So like, instead of seeing this as a mental disorder the way the mass media sells you to, I see it as an ability, a perk, an advantage. Well, boy, if you try enough to sharpen that skill, or if you try enough to master and know how to use that ability, you can go nuts at overthinking. I bet you'll have a ton of creative ideas just lurking around every time. That's why when people ask me like, how you have all these ideas? Bro, every time before I sleep, when I wake up, when I'm taking a dump, the ideas are always lurking around me. Sometimes the ideas are really shitty. Sometimes it goes really dark and I start feeling that sometimes. But it just always, and sometimes it just produces all this thing like the keyboard. Take this as like advantage. And I feel like if you try enough, use that skill, master the skill, channel it to music, to science, or any sort of creative outlet you can. And that might turn into your purpose. And I'll be like, okay, how do I even channel it, or how do I do that? That's like try and error. Try this. Do you love math? Or do you love this? Do you love building this? Do you love making this video? Maybe just look at the life of Bear Grylls or Keanu Reeves. Like you have this thinking ability which makes more, it tends toward artists, and even scientists are one kind of artist. And I feel like they can create or produce that experience that only they can. This is so weird that the most overrated thing is that just learn to be uncomfortable, or do it what you can't, which is really great advice in so many cases. I did it, but it doesn't apply for everything, because sometimes you need to listen to yourself. Sometimes you need to feel like, okay, do what you can, just do it, because basically, you know, if you don't do what you can, then how can you do what you can't? First, do the things you can do. Like, that's the thing. That's also like the exam philosophy, you know, like you gotta win first to get that start, you know. Start winning. Just do the task, complete the task, get your first win, and then just it will keep rolling, you know. Now what I just said, they will get triggered. I know that. Wait, what you gonna do? Play guitar? Paint? What you gonna do? Art? Write books? Huh? Get yourself a life, man. What the Get a girlfriend. Take this joint. You know what? Take this weed, you know. Friend in weed is friend indeed. Crane, you gave me a purpose to justify my situation, to draw motivation. But everyone around me like saying all this stuff. So where do I belong? Why does my life matter? Okay. I just let me speed run getting cancelled. Here I come. Okay, I'm not trying to debate, okay? Because you and me both use a phone that is a fruit of child labor. So, well, we both are morally incorrect. So I feel like, in my opinion, there are two types of role people play in the society. People who create stuff and people who distribute or make the creation of the creator useful. Both people have equal important role in a society. That's how I see it. Let me give you an example. Imagine those times when people used to move by feet. I bet there were some crackhead injured guy sitting in nature and be like, what if I cut a log, make a hole at the center and sew a log? I can make transport faster. Well, wheels got invented. One comes up with that blueprint and others like, whoa, well, that is sick. That is actually helpful. And that's what justifies who made the blueprint. Now, that's why I say that artists are the only one who can give us that priceless experience. What we pay for every day, every series in the Netflix, even though I don't watch movies. The reason you pay and go to a theater to watch a movie, every piece of content that keeps you go through the day, that laugh, that thing, it's created by an artist. No other people can make it unless they are like that, because that's what keeps you going. That's why even though the existence of us or these kind of people surprises gatekeepers, each one of us matter because they never thought about it. They consume, but they never thought about it. Like even scientists are even an artist. Like you can't be like that thing without even have an imagination power. Like, but I know even after having a purpose and having a reason to stick around here, you'll be in pain every day. Like just even after watching this video, you will feel like good for what, 30 minutes maybe? I know that, which you gotta push through. That's why time is my friend, boy. Bro, you got time, okay? If somebody says you're not doing this in this time frame on that, bro, can you imagine? We live just like 2000, what you got? What? 2023, bro, this is just nothing. What the planet's age is, or even like a mountain exists or anything exists, like, you know, that time frame, like billions of years. 2000 is just like you're gonna go like this, you know, and our lifetime is like 100 years. It's gonna take time to get out of this shit. Just don't compare with other people. Just, you are special. It needs time for you. Just stick around more, you know, just wait. Don't make that decision, you know. Normal people complete school, completes college, gets a degree, gets a job, or may even just starts his own business, makes a family, and either like makes more business or like do the same job, go live around all that, live a life. Great. And I don't find anything wrong in that. Wish I could do that. I wish I could fit in that kind of life, but I can't. But the weird part is those are the maximum population, so they think that's the most right thing, and they push this machine manufactured philosophy to every single one. Even though you are different or something, they don't even give a shit. That's how they tell you this is the way to live, this is the way it works, this is the way our ancestors did. So they push this machine manufactured philosophy to every single one. Get this degree, get this job, start a business, make money, make family, and then maybe do something along with it, which that was easy to follow, you know. Whereas I feel if you are normal people just like them, I know a lot of people believe in that, and a lot of people are doing it, living it. Even the people community I know, you guys are. I know that. Nothing wrong with that. You go on with your life. Great job. You're doing great. You're killing it. If you can fit, you're killing it. I have nothing wrong with that. But I want to let you know how the artists live for expressing an idea. That's the only thing they can do better than any other one. Okay, like okay, I have an idea, I want to express this idea, so I'm gonna make it no matter what. And by doing it, it fulfills my desire, satisfies my soul, despite of thinking of any profit. It just makes me belong, you know, just it's my purpose, okay? And then I will find ways how to monetize your creation, because you know you need money to survive. Let's be real, you need money to survive. So you know, I feel like at some point with enough amount of practice, you will have an idea how the level of creation that is. Sometimes you don't realize how valuable that is. Like I still feel like every video I put out is shit, and this video I'm making is right now feeling so great, but after 2 days it will feel shit. But hey, so like whatever I think I proposed or said definitely sounds insanity. It sounds ridiculous in normal terms, but I also believe that this is the only way you can get something really revolutionary as a form of an art or scientific and like that, you know. If you just take what I said and you apply it to even scientists like Michio Kaku. So Michio Kaku, so he made a particle accelerator in his mother's garage because it was the only thing that he was obsessed with.
I decided to build an atom smasher, a particle accelerator in my mom's garage.
Now, well, the funny part is, put that situation in any traditional Indian family.
Every time I turned it on, I would blow out every single circuit breaker in the house. It consumes 6 kilowatts of power.
I don't know if you know the consequences you have to face if you blow a single fuse in your home for expensive experiment purpose, okay? Yeah, I'm not claiming or just providing or just telling the idea that everybody should be a scientist.
And she must have said to herself, why couldn't I have a son who plays baseball? Why not basketball? And why can't he find a nice Japanese girlfriend? How come he builds these machines in the garage?
I'm trying to give an example that, okay, you know, most of the people get motivated by that if you do very good rank to get a chance to go IIT, you know, you can just go through other way, you know what I mean? I feel so many people have to deal with this much negativity and discouragement. And when their only known path or only sown path fails at the end, which was inevitable, their world breaks apart because that was their only path and they failed. And the worst part is that A, they don't have any backup to parry that kind of trauma. B, people who sold the path to them, they starts blaming them. So where they have to go? A, they don't have knowledge to how to deal with all these thoughts, resulting taking their own life. And the worst part is, like, people keeps celebrating the product of a murder machine rather questioning the efficiency of the result or the broken cogs. And that lead you up to the hope. So that's the thing, you know, when you open your doors and possibilities, you might start really feel that, okay, I belong here for a reason, I'm the chosen one, I have these advantages, rather it's a disease, I can really use that to do stuff. And you know, nothing is accident, everything happened for a reason. You'll just start justifying everything in your life. Even like, yeah, it feels like Steve Jobs said, like,
you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path. And that will make all the difference.
So yeah, from my experience, yeah, but it seems hard. I feel it's hard, but I feel like I can't put a conclusion that easily until I'm at my deathbed. And yeah, because being optimistic is the only thing you can do. Because 99% you are already thinking negatively. Okay, you gotta live to take care of your family. You're gonna create in your future. You have to live to meet with your future partner who will understand you. And there lies the hope. Like, you have to stay alive. Like, the shit is like, the universe is trying. It's trying, man. It's trying. You just have to, like, wait. And you gotta push through hell. And your family will be there to back you up. Bro, okay. Now, you know, I know. Well, that leads to another scar. Great, I hate my toxic parents, family, and relatives. I don't feel the connection or being loved. Well, I know, man. I know how it feels when someone close to you blubs and make fun of your dreams, and at the end you cannot make them understand what you really had to go through, and then and that's how the hate, all this hate comes through. Like, it's a normal thing that, okay, when you are so excited about your dream, what you want to be, and somebody just crushes it down, just reacts to it like as if it never was, or as if you are nothing, nobody, and it's someone really close to you. Oh well, bro, hate is inevitable, but that hate is not permanent. If you take orphans, they wish for parents. Like, in a common sense is not so common, and the ones who have don't even care. Now, I am considering some cases are really where parents do substance abuse and just like abuse you, and it's some whole mess, and it's a really cursed way to go. That's another thing, and I'm taking all that account. In that case, it's really so now it will sound bitter, but first of all, put average Asian parents out of your quote-unquote abusive list, okay? They just don't want to make you indisciplined. They just want to make you follow what they believe is the way to survive in this world, to stay alive in this world, okay? If you know, you know. We all got beaten, but that doesn't make them wrong or abusive in any sense. They're teaching you to be disciplined. That is fine. But what I think which is not fine, or what I feel wrong, is in most cases, or in many cases in these cases, they hate to be open enough to acknowledge the existence of other ways or possibilities, or revalidating their own path tuned to this modern world we exist. You'll be like, what the what you smoked when you wrote this shit? I know, I'm pretty proud of that. And here comes your struggle. They seem like, okay, we know everything, and this is the only way to live, and that's how we live. Which most of the part is, yeah, true. You know, what they suggest you to do, or most of the things are true. And there comes the struggle. A life full of family and relatives, but no one to back you up. Water everywhere, not a drop to drink. But in most cases, like, there is already like a born hatred working, you know, and I feel it works because I felt it in some point, which I shouldn't have felt. I was questioning it, why I feel it, and I feel like a lot of people does. They have an ignorant mentality towards their parents where you should be more open to it. And I thought, like, wait, why it is happening? Why? I thought these for a while, and I wanted to know, or wanted to get the bottom down of it, like, why these thoughts arising all of a sudden, and I wanted answer, and I kind of came up with an hypothesis. So again, I may be totally wrong on that. I call it refund replacement psychological epidemic, a subconscious brain infection. Yeah, well, I'm pretty proud of the name, man. So, you know, refund and replacement policies exist. They are like, okay, a browse catalog, buy. But if you hate, you can replace or issue a refund. We will just hook you up with that. And we got trained in that way. You'll be like, well, Croy, it's called business, man. Who would love to receive a broken, damaged product and not issuing a refund? I'm like, yes, sir. Well, better you remember that, because the next step they're applying it to human life. Access a catalog of options, order date, use it couple days, replace or refund it like a cloth. Great job, man. Fast forward now, you're browsing through shorts, TikTok, and you keep pumping yourself. Well, that was a wholesome dad moment. Oh wow, that was great. That felt great because A, that was good, or in the other hand, you crave for that love in your life without realizing A, it's rare and you have your own dad already. Even though you don't realize, it's a subconscious level of shit right there. So in many cases, you keep blaming your parents, fueled by that psychotic infection pumped by social freaking media, without even realizing what you were even saying. And well, great, it takes literally 15 seconds to infect. Great job. Wow, what an amazing thing, you know. And you start criticizing your parents even though they're trying to help, but they don't know how. You start making distance instead of appreciate them for being them. And that's all over. I feel like this defines a lot of problems. If you ever played RPG games like Souls-like games or any those games, you know, your character starts with the most shittiest stats, but you guess what you do? You just abandon the game? I mean, some people does, but do you? No. You grind for hours upon hours to upgrade gear and make it the ultimate thing, you know, and just you one-shot the boss. You die like so many times, but you still play the game. And I feel in life, it's same way. You don't always get the ready-made product, but you have to do your research to shape and customize it the way you want, obviously in a good, respectable way. I feel like you can come up with some moral common ground where both can maneuver, you know. So now what I just said might seem totally ridiculous, like dopamine overdose, ADHD, and I'm aware of it. If it sounds dumb and like, what the is insane, totally agreeable. I cannot make you be aware or make you seem aware of the fact that I can think from your perspective to this same thing. But hey, it's happening, mate. Here comes the tragedy. And I feel most of the people live by other people's conclusions and opinions. And I want to make sure that I have no issue with that at all. Until someone have his own righteous opinion for some really good reason. But they're not allowed to say or pursue it. So, there's him. They pushes him to the system. He finds alcohol, smoke, weed, and drugs addiction to go through the system. But he hides the scar, hides the battle he fought, and the demons he carries, hides how he managed to survive in that murder machine. One day they find him locked inside of a room on floor, overdosed. Two world shatters. Pretty tragic, eh? Some accepts fate, some blames God, some left with questions. And the one's opinion that made them go blind and push their child labels it as act of coward. I label it as homicide, bro. There you see. Taking your own life will not destroy the demon you fight. It will multiply and haunt the others you know and you care about. That's the most logical conclusion I could came up with. And I know, man. I saw it and I know it. I feel it's rare in traditional small religious families because they care about everyone inside it, rather prioritizing aliens or the snakes that lurks around. Or the same thing in modern self-aware families who are aware, suffer by themselves by the psychological warfare. Okay, great. But problem comes in the modern hybrids who live in the wave of modern desperate times but try to pursue traditional ways to fight with modern demons, or in some cases just ignores. Like, what the Now what this all leaves us with? I said what I wanted to say, shared my thoughts I felt I should open up about. If you disagree or deny, I don't mind, but if you ever need help, this video will always be here for you. Even when I'm gone, I'll be still here. I mean, we actually don't die. We just get unconscious about it. Memories hurt. Well, I feel when we die, we rise high into some other dimensions from where we cannot contact this three-dimensional world. Think about it like this way. We are a very specific quantum machine that can operate, interact, and observe this three-dimensional world. We have our eyes as a visual device to witness every creation of the universe in the most beautiful, colorful way possible. And there's always a reason why we exist in Mother Nature. Speaking of which, hey Crane, have you touched some grass in a while? well, nope. Well, I have to actually, but then who will make this video? Before I go, I want to say a couple things. So even though they don't understand fully what I want to do, I'm really grateful to my parents and every other of my family member. And when the time comes and if I ever need to talk with someone, I always have this YouTube as my outlet, or like Twitch. I have this wholesome community who literally tolerates my insanity. I'm grateful to each one of you. Every single one who stops by, say hi, man. It means a really lot. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. So take my sacrifice and keep yourself alive.